Something important to talk about as of right now, there is still no deal that has been presented when it comes down to raising the US debt ceiling. What's going on, team? It's Ricky with TechBud Solutions here with a super quick stock market update. Overall, NASDAQ market dropped 1.27%. And this is following the news that, again, McCarthy leading the Republican Party, and then obviously the meeting that they had with President Biden, kind of representing the Democratic Party. What is going on and why have we not reached a deal, right? The deadline is supposedly June 1st. We need to raise this U.S. debt limit. Both sides, Democrat and Republicans, have said the U.S. defaulting is not an option. The stock market could crash 45%. The U.S. Treasury bonds will become much less valuable, and the U.S. will just be viewed as really just not prepared, right? With everything that's going on, why have we not come to a decision? So I learned a little bit more about this. I thought that I would share it with you guys. Again, market did drop today. Nothing too significant. If you guys literally watched today's previous video, my video that I uploaded right before this, I literally show the NASDAQ market and I talk about my goal and my intention, right? My intention was to see the NASDAQ market sell off and touch the moving average. And I gave the examples of the previous times that we have found support at the moving average before. And today played out exactly according to plan. And I even played it a little bit safe. I decided to lock in profits early, and I walked away with 14K. So I closed out my position just so you guys could see. I left myself with my one lucky share, and that is all. I'm excited to follow up tomorrow and see if we get a little bit closer to a decision, but it doesn't look like we're there, and let me explain why. I want to share both sides with you, right? Because a lot of you guys might be hearing this first part and be thinking, oh, he's very one-sided, but I want to talk about both sides, right? So what is going on and why is it taking so long? So the U.S. needs to raise its debt ceiling because the U.S. is running out of money. So therefore, it needs to raise its limit on how much more money it can borrow. Think of it kind of like a credit limit. It needs Congress to pass that approval, and it needs both Republicans and Democrats, part of Congress, to pass that approval, right? Normally, this wouldn't be that big of an issue, but the Republicans view this as an opportunity to request demands. The Republicans want the Democrats to spend less money than what they spent last year, and most likely spend less money in areas. One of the examples that they gave is that Republicans turned their intention into vague policy goals, cutting spending. Indeed, McCarthy forced. So pretty much like to drastically reduce spending in public investments. Democrats don't really like that because, again, they think about the middle class or lower class people. That's normally what Democrats are known to kind of look after. And then Republicans, obviously being a little bit more conservative. This one was actually quite surprising to me, but I wanted to share both sides with you. In fact, according to multiple reports from different news organizations, as a part of the behind closed door budget talks with Democratic leaders, Republicans are actually demanding more defense spending, not less, despite the fact that military spending has already reached extraordinary levels, right? So they're asking to spend less in specific areas that's more for the general public, but then they want to increase spending in specific areas such as military where there's already a lot of money being spent. I'm not here to disagree, or I really don't care what you think, right? You guys shouldn't care what I think. I'm not here to convince you. I want to share both sides, right? There's obviously demands that, sure, I agree with. I think that we should spend less money, especially when you see that the U.S. is $37 trillion in debt, right? And then I see this thing, well, we want to spend more money for military. I mean, I get it, right? In the sense that obviously there's a lot of tensions going on with China and Russia, potential war, right? But I mean, where do we draw that fine line? Where do we settle, right? Because obviously the Democrats are only going to want to give so much. And this is what President Biden has said before, that he does not want to meet any demands that the Republican Party is requesting. And I get it from their part as well, right? I just wanted to share it with you. All we're waiting for is for them to come up with a solution based off of how the market's been reacting. Again, I don't know, but based off of how the market's been reacting, once they do come to a solution, the market has been indicating signs of an uptrend leading up to that debt ceiling deadline, right? So hopefully it continues, and that means that the market could go up if they actually come up with a solution that's favorable. But if they default, obviously bad news, but we'll see. Even if they do come up with a solution, will that cause the market to go up? We would think so, based off of the market has been going up due to this, potential solution being met. But again, you never know with this market. So I'm not here to say, oh yeah, 100% it's going to go up once they do come up with a decision, and then watch the market absolutely tank after they do, right? So nonetheless, anytime that you're unaware of which way the market's going to go, one of my favorite things to do is to stay cash. It's something that I'm trying to get a little bit better with, that becoming more comfortable with not being so influenced by FOMO, right? I often find myself always wanting to re-enter, right? So I sold very early on my SQQQ position, and I had a lot of FOMO, right? When we surpassed $26 a share and it still was taking off, I had a lot of FOMO. I really wanted to re-enter, but I really just held myself back, and I reminded myself that, remember, any open position is a position that's open to risk. This was exactly what I wanted, so why not just stay focused and disciplined to my price target and just wait for the next opportunity to present itself. So if we break below the moving average, we'll see if we re-enter a short. If we bounce off of this moving average, then we'll see if we enter a long position. Nonetheless, again, tomorrow I will be trading live with the LPP team. Tomorrow there is an FOMC minutes meeting at 2 p.m. Eastern time, and you guys let me know if you want me to live stream it. I really do appreciate you guys' time. Hope that earned a thumbs up. If you want to be able to watch me trade live as soon as tomorrow, that's going to be the second link in the description down below. Just make sure that you tune on in by market open tomorrow. Appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take it easy, team.